Hey, how's it going, guys? Sloth Chroma here, coming at you with another Call of Duty commentary. And the gameplay you'll be seeing in the background is a little 2v2 friendly. Well, it was 2v3 for a little bit, and then one of the teammates lagged out. Friendly little uplink game that we played on CWL rules that we ended up winning on a comeback, which was pretty crazy. Hope you guys like that gameplay. But the topic today is future of Call of Duty, which yes is a very cliche topic because almost every YouTuber talks about this almost all the time, which, you know, I know it seems like something everyone's done, but I feel like I have my own rendition of it, and that's why I'm here to talk to you guys today. And one thing I want to start off with is, where can Call of Duty go from here? Because we have Infinite Warfare coming out, which is held in space, way too far in the future to do anything more. So what are we gonna do now that we've reached our max? You know, how far in the future can we actually go is really what I'm trying to ask. And I don't think very much farther. I feel like Infinite Warfare is the last game in the future, but at the same time I don't, because if you think about it, Call of Duty has had a huge timeline, and it started off way back in like World War II, World War I, and it's pushed all the way up until where we are now, and that's obviously in the future. Nothing that we could have predicted. I think what Call of Duty wanted to do was make a franchise out of itself that would have lasted to a point where their games eventually die out or they stop selling, and then they can just stop right there and start a new series. But since it's gotten so popular over the years, they kind of had to keep pumping out games just to, you know, keep the fans satisfied, which is why they brought in new developments and all that, new content or new creators and all this and all that, which wasn't a bad idea. It was definitely good for marketing. Wasn't good for the fans because some of the creators we don't like. But, you know, what are we gonna do? It's all about making money in their community and their jobs. It's their jobs, you know? They got families to feed, they got people to help out, and that's what they gotta do. But obviously now that we're going into space with Infinite Warfare and we still have all this jetpack and exosuiting going on, where can we go from here? Because unless we find some way to implement a time machine into the Call of Duty franchise and series, there's no way we can go back in time. Because how are you gonna go from one game in the future that's continued its Call of Duty timeline and life cycle, and then bring it all the way back to a totally new game where it's back in the past without using some kind of time-changing ability? It just doesn't seem logical for Call of Duty to do. Obviously it would make more money, but they don't see it as that. They don't see it as, well, is this gonna make more money? It's a make or take it like situation. They gotta risk it all to make money, but they don't want to risk it all. They want to stay to their safe points, you know what I'm saying? They add and implement new things each year, and taking away all of those little things like specialist abilities, exosuits, all that, it just doesn't seem right for them to do. And by all means, I want to go back to the older CODs. I liked MW3 especially. MW3 is really when I started COD. I mean, BO1 a little bit, but MW3 is really when I got into Call of Duty and started playing it as a whole. And that was a beautiful game for me to play. I mean, it wasn't that far in the past, but it was still very fun. COD 4 was actually very fun too. I played that a little bit. But it just, like I said, it doesn't seem logical for them to do. They could, you know, keep extending into the future, but obviously they'd lose fans more and more each time, and then losing fans, you know, leads to losing money, and losing money is just something that community just doesn't want to do. Activision doesn't want to lose money. That's the last thing they want to do. But the very last thing with that is change things up entirely. They don't want to start from scratch and make a totally new game that's going to be great for everyone and great for fans. They want to make a game that's going to be great for them and great for business. They want to make a game that everyone's going to buy, and obviously it's going to sell, but they don't want it, well, obviously they want it to do well, but they don't care. They honestly don't. It's all about making money. That's all it is, which really disappoints me. And if they brought it back to like an old game, which obviously if you haven't seen, Battlefield 1 is doing, which is a great thing. I feel like I'll be playing that more than Call of Duty once Infinite Warfare comes out, to be honest. And obviously they're doing this thing where they're remastering COD 4, which obviously is a good idea. It just, I don't think it's the way to go though. And I think it's the only way to go for them though. I don't think they're gonna make a new COD where they're going all the way back in time. I think they're gonna do the same thing that they're doing now, where they're gonna continue the future lifestyle, like life cycle, but they're gonna keep remastering old CODs. And obviously, we already have, well, BO1 wasn't remastered, but we already have it on Xbox One. We have COD 4 now. Once we get MW2, MW3, Black Ops 2, and it's just gonna keep repeating itself until we get a new, you know, a new franchise. Call of Duty is gonna die at one point, and I hate to say that because it's such a fun franchise, but it's gonna die at some point. And once it does, there's gonna be another franchise to, you know, hold its weight, and there's gotta be, or else Activision's gonna have to do something very different from what they've done now. Like, once the new franchise comes out, and this won't be for at least, I'm gonna say at least another 5 years, give or take. I feel like the next 5 years will be all Call of Duty. But after those 5 years and all that's done, there's not gonna be Call of Duty anymore. It's just how I feel. And as much as I hate to say this, there's gonna be no more fun for Activision. And Activision's a fun company, which makes fun games, but obviously they can't just keep up this forever. And like I said, there's no way they can go back in time. The future seems like the only thing they can do. And yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk to you guys about today. The rest of the gameplay is going to keep going. You can obviously see we're making this comeback right now, and you'll see the rest of it as this gameplay goes on. That's all I really want to talk to you guys about. If you want to see the rest of the gameplay, keep checking it out. Like my channel, subscribe for more content, and yeah, that's been it. Peace.
The enemy has the satellite. Friendly has the satellite drone. Satellite drone reset. Hostiles have the satellite drone.
Sentry ammo depleted.
Satellite drone is dropped. Our team has the satellite. Satellite reset.
Ready for deployment.
Friendly has the satellite drone. Satellite reset. We have the satellite. They have the satellite. Satellite drone reset.